Yes, rejoice, my friends. Starbucks has Christmas blend now. My favorite coffee. A lot of people hate on it. They over roast their beans. Shut your yapper. These beans are delicious, even if they over roast them. I have nothing to do with Starbucks. Not a sponsor. I'm not in business with Starbucks. Matter of fact, they're a competitor now. I'm getting the coffee business. But god damn it, is this Christmas blend nice. It's my favorite. Have you had it?
I don't drink coffee that much. I've never had Christmas blend.
MJ, Christmas blend?
I haven't
God damn it, guys.
I drink cold brew. The Nitro Freddo is so good.
Oh, with the little caramel on it? Mm-hmm. It's not that bad for you either. It's only like 70 calories.
I don't get a crash with it either. Makes my stomach feel
My energy's back. I was complaining the other week, and I appreciate everyone reaching out on social media via DMs. They're like, it's all the coffee you drink, bro. You're saturating your adrenals. I get it, but coffee is life, and I will fight through it. I never thought it was the coffee. I'm sure it has something to do with it, but the main culprit was just not sleeping great, waking up. The time changed, my son, and finally caught up with me. Along with work, I think it was just the perfect storm that made me super sleepy. But I'm back, full of energy, full of life, and there's Christmas blend in the air. And again, I cannot vouch enough for Christmas blend. You can buy it in bulk, and last year fans were bringing Christmas blend to the shows. That's how much I like Christmas blend.
Oh, wow.
I know.
You get all cold
I know.
by the time it gets to you?
Well, no, they buy the
bags.
bags of beans.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought they were just bringing cups of coffee to you.
Fucking gallons of coffee. It'd be awkward as fuck. You can't bring that in either. Can't bring it in. Nashville, a young gentleman, I do the meet and greets at the end of the shows, and he was in, I want to say a tuxedo or a suit, and had a Nacho Libre mask on.
Sweet.
It was like, this is just not the time for us to meet, but you're not in Nashville a ton, so I don't want you to see my face. And I think we took the picture but I was worried, because usually, my brother comes with me at the shows, and he's like, Fort Knox. To get to me, you got to go through fucking Big Bro. Mm-hmm. He's a fucking killer. And thick as shit. Thicker than a Snickers right now. I am too, though. Anyways, he usually prevents people from getting to me, especially if they're suspect. And this guy was a little suspect, and he had a bag, and it had a rainbow and a unicorn on it. And it said, for Pookie. I was like, this guy's going to slit my throat and wear my face as a mask while he drives through the town. And probably eat my dick like a bratwurst or some shit. So I pointed at him, like, because, it's Nashville, zany security. I'm pointing, I'm like, Ayo, X-nay on the mask, eh? Mm-hmm. And they were just like, he's good. Like, we're talking to him, he's good. So he comes up, really nice guy. He didn't say much, but you could tell he was a nice guy. I mean, it could have been fucking Jeffrey Dahmer into the mask, I don't know, but from his voice sounded charming and friendly. And so he hands me this bag. It's kind of heavy. And I asked the security, I'm like, do you want to go through this bag? And the guy's like, yeah, I went through it. You're good, man. And what was in there was probably a 12-page front to back handwritten letter on notepad paper, but like the old school, like trapper keeper paper that you ripped out. And it was a nice nose, a little bit of, Eminem Stan-ish,
Just...
It's a funny Stanish.
Yeah, Stan-ish.
Yeah.
But I wish him the best. There might be a mental health issue there, but nice guy. I think he's just trying to find himself in this crazy world. But he did give me a weed pen, like a bunch of like good like nuggets of weed, which I don't smoke weed like that, so I gave it to the maid, and she was super crunk about it. And
so random.
Yeah, the maid was like, "What?" And then she's like, "Damn, boy, this is great." I'm like, "Yeah, there you go." But the weed pen was cool, and the note was just, it's cool. I mean, you never know what people are going through, but it was intense.
Was it love letter-ish or
no? Not at all. More like
what he's going through, and
more like what he's going through, and how the podcast helps him, and
that's awesome.
And how what I'm doing helps him do what he wants to get done, and how now's not the time for us to meet. Good guy. You can tell good guy lost, so I'll take it. But the handwritten note was. You don't get that a lot these days.
Nope. Don't remember the last time I got one.
I appreciate everyone that came out. Charlotte, Nashville on Friday and Saturday, and then Columbus on Sunday. Definitely cold. It's weird going on the road by myself. I'm a road warrior. He rode solo, one-man wolf pack. Yeah. Everyone else brings an opener with them. And I brought an opener with me, Jesus Trejo, who's so goddamn talented. It's not even funny. He's the next big thing. He's already been cleared at the Comedy Store, and he's there all the time in the OR and doing sets. And if you guys get a chance to see that kid, check him out. He's so freaking talented and funny. It's ridiculous. But so I brought him with me to Calusa to kick off the end of the year tour, and then decided just to use local comics at the rest of the spots. One guy, so in Charlotte, local guy, again, I don't know them, so it's always a little bit weird, but the guy was good. That was at the Comedy Zone. The guy's pretty good. That night, I went to some like weird dinner spot by myself. I had bacon. This was for dinner. I had bacon, scallops. Anyway, super cool place. Just kind of weird being solo, traveling through town. And I can't remember last time I was like that alone with my thoughts and could just wander around. Because you got responsibilities here. I got a kid, I got a girl, I got shit to the bills, but it's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. That aspect is cool. It's lonely as fuck. I like to be around people. Anyways, so then on Friday and Saturday, Jason Collins and then this other opener, I forget his name, I'm sorry, man. They were brilliant. Jason Collins is an LA comic, so I knew him. He was on the Fire and the Kid with Callum before. But yeah, in Nashville, everyone was telling me to get this chicken, Hattie B's. Yeah. Talked about this on Fire Kid, but the line was insane. And I was telling the crowd, I was making fun of Hattie B's and how much people love it. And then someone's like, oh, just order it and pick it up. I'm telling you, man, the best chicken I've ever had in my life. Hands down, no statement. Bullshit, the best chicken I've ever had in my life. It was freaking delicious.
It looked really, really good in the
picture. I guess it's someone said there's one in Koreatown that's similar.
What?
Wow.
Someone sent me a DM.
I know what you're talking about. I saw it on that show Hot Ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they ate some spicy chicken around there. Like really hot chicken.
Is it fried chicken?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you not know about it, Jen?
I'll look it up while you...
Hashtag no racist, but how do you not know about Korea?
No, it's like I think it's American chicken, but...
I know, but if it's in
Koreatown, I have to know.
You guys know everything about it.
It's so delicious. Oh my God, if there is, we got to go there. That should be the first team dinner, maybe.
Do you work out when you're on the road?
I tried to. This time I wasn't able to. Also, the hot ones guy. Dude, Sean... We got to make this happen, man.
Yeah,
we go back and forth. I was supposed to do it in New Orleans. Didn't work out. Went in L.A. I think I was out of town. At Sean Evans, hit a brother up. Let's do this, man. I'm ready to destroy these goddamn wings. Me and Brian would kill that. Howlin' Ray's Nashville hot chicken.
That's got to be it, right? Yeah, that's it.
God damn, that looks fresh.
That looks so good.
Yummy.
Monday through Tuesday closed. Okay, we're dealing with a professional here. Wednesday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Can they Postmates it? God damn. These dudes don't mess around. Well, we're closed the 20th through the 24th, December 26th, 26th. That's Christmas.
That's how good they are.
Man, we need to get on this. See, that howling can't touch this heat. It's a 10 plus. Don't fucks with that. That makes your lips numb. In Nashville, they have a mother clucking hot.
Yeah.
Will ruin your day, man. There's no need for it. There's just no need for it. I like the hot myself. You fucks with spicy stuff, Jen?
I like
Korean hot.
Yeah,
is
it's
it the same as Thai hot?
No. Korean hot's more like tasty hot.
See, I like tasty hot. I don't like where it's so hot. It burns. Like I've tasted some Mexican stuff where it's so hot you can't taste anything.
Mm-hmm. I hate it.
You're a spicy fan, MJ?
Spicy for sure.
You like spicy?
Yeah. Frank's hot sauce, the wing sauce, is like my favorite.
See, I would say Frank's hot sauce is hot.
It's not hot, but it's good on everything.
It's nice. Yeah, I agree. I'll put it on anything.
Do you like jalapenos, like super hot jalapeno stuff?
I eat jalapenos like plain all the time as a snack.
So she is definitely a spicy.
Yeah. You're another level.
Yeah, I hate those.
Thai hot's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Shark Eyes Doll Smile, Jay Shop, Fat Dick can eat Thai hot.
Really?
Yeah, his best friend Buster, see him. His parents own a Thai restaurant, and Jay can fucks with the Thai hot. He went to Thailand, and that's all he ate.
Nice.
I can't do it. Howlin' Ray's. We need to get on Howlin' Ray's. We need to Postmates it to the studio.
How does Postmates? I've never used Postmates.
You don't have Postmates?
I've never used it.
You definitely have it, MJ. You're hip. You're young.
No, I don't use it.
How does it work? You just...
No one here has Postmates.
I don't drop that dough. I don't know. Is it expensive?
No.
Is it? No.
Matter of fact, it saved you time and money.
Oh.
Like you can get food delivered for like $5, so you don't have to waste your time going there. Time
Gas,
is money.
traffic,
Oh, it's
parking.
true. Yeah. No, never used it.
Well, goddamn, looks like I'm gonna have to order some Howlin' Rays. Love the name.
Yeah.
Shout out to Howlin' Rays. Yeah, I love the name. Nashville's fun. Zany's one of my favorite spots. And then Sunday in Columbus, Sunday night, which now I don't know how many people do Sunday night shows. I typically are against them because Sunday's usually my only day off. But this was cool. Charlotte was cool. Cool area. I could live there. It was dope. I could definitely do it. So thanks to everyone coming out. Next show, next show is into Ontario Improv, which isn't that far away. Did you know Thanksgiving's next week?
I just found out like recently.
Can I be honest? You know what holiday I don't give a
Really?
fuck about? Thanksgiving.
Wow. Why?
I could give two fucks. I don't like turkey. It's a dry ass bird. I think we should have pizzas or calzones. The other, it's just I don't care about it, man. I do not care about Thanksgiving. I know it's fucked up. Might be anti-American. I don't know. I'm not a Thanksgiving guy. The food's all right. I like stuffing. I like cranberry sauce.
Stuffing's the best.
I like pumpkin pie, pecan pie with a nice cup of
yeah.
coffee.
I've never had pecan pie.
Oh my god, it's
God
the
damn
best.
it,
Seriously, it's
You
the
done
best.
pecan pie?
ever.
If it's done well, it's the best.
Oh my god,
Done
it's so
wrong,
good.
it's a nightmare.
Yeah, I love every single slice of pecan pie I've had. I've loved with vanilla ice cream on top.
It's a little much, Jen. But
A
yeah,
la mode.
yeah. I'm not a. I like holidays, like I love Christmas stuff like that. But Thanksgiving,
What about the?
it could go away. I didn't even know Thanksgiving was next week.
I know.
So not to
Same
tell
here.
me, like what is it? Next Thursday?
It's
Thursday. Yeah.
Thursday. It's always on a Thursday.
So it's not going to affect the show because we do Monday,
No.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
No.
The holidays fuck things up. Holidays fuck it up.
Yeah. Everyone's going to be traveling next week, too. So all the roads are going to be crazy. And
That's
That's
what
true.
MJ's worried
malls
about.
are going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Ugh, I'm working at the mall on Black Friday.
At Lululemon,
Yeah.
do they have a crazy Black Friday deal?
Yeah. They just have a lot of sales. But
I tried
People go
rushing
cray-cray.
my coffee business because I'm like, I want to hit Black Friday and Christmas. They're
That'd
like,
been
bitch,
cool.
you're out your mind.
oh,
It does not work that fast. We're
No.
crazy.
yeah.
But yeah, Black Friday. We should do something for finding the kid merch
Yeah.
People have been asking
for Black Friday.
if we're doing anything for the holidays, any like new winter stuff, re-releasing for
We're doing
Black Friday.
hoodies in
Ooh.
December. We're doing
Yeah.
men's and women's hoodies.
There's going to be a women's hoodie, too. It's not just going to be unisex. Or will it be?
These are my skeptical hippo eyes. I don't know. Jay ordered it.
Don't ask me.
We have that Big Brown Breakdown tee where it's like the Fighting Irish logo dropping. We're going to do a special one, Buffalo, too. Buffalo Bills colors. We're doing hoodies. We got a lot going on. Jay's dealing with a lot of it. I deal with all the kind of the art of it with artists all over. But to be honest, the reason there has been more gear, I haven't had time to work on it. Brian
You're
Callen
busy.
sure
Yeah.
fuck ain't coming up with shirts, or not that he cares. So if I don't do it, my brother don't do it, doesn't get done.
Yeah.
I just have a lot on my plate. So I apologize to you guys that the merch hasn't been coming out as frequently. But when it does come out, I mean, we're still selling out like crazy. Everything we do sells out, but
We should do T-Fat-K socks just so we can give them to Brian.
some socks, oh my God. I actually have Richard Poor sending Brian socks. They make great socks. They're supposed to be coming soon. Yeah, but the merch, that's just, you look at list of priorities and merch is, at the
You're
bottom
very,
of the list
very
for me
busy.
right now. Yeah,
Understandable.
yeah. Still good stuff, though. Still good stuff. In the fighting world, there's so much going on, man. So much going on. I was looking forward to coming in today. Sometimes I want to just knock a Big Brown Breakdown out on Monday because there's so much shit to talk about, but our schedule doesn't allow it a lot of times. And then got Deontay Wilder coming in tomorrow. So we'll have a bonus Big Brown Breakdown tomorrow with Deontay Wilder. Then also tomorrow, I'm going on Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
So I'm headed to Stone Cold's house. We're not going to podcast. Great dude. And I've been balls deep into WWE lately. I know, I used to make fun of it, stuff like that. But as a kid, I was a fan. And then I went to one of my favorite stores, Homage, where they had their store. I've ordered their shirts before. They have a storefront in Columbus. And it was right by my hotel room. And that's where I got the Ultimate Warrior shirt. I got a Ric Flair tee coming. I got a Razor Ramon tee coming from them. So I'm just super balls deep into WWE. I don't know. I go through these weird phases, man. As a kid, I loved it.
Pay-per-view Sunday.
I don't know what's going on. But in MMA, there's a ton going on from Bellator, their announcements. UFC, you come off UFC 217, the best card. To me, best pay-per-view of all time. And then it's kind of been a shit show. It's like, I don't know. It's just things the shit hit the fan all of a sudden. I'm getting all these DMs and Rogan screenshotting me the stuff. I'm like, what is happening right now? Is the MMA world falling apart? It's crazy. And then right before we come in here, I would go through my social media as far as like updates on UFC, I go to all of my accounts to see what's going on in the world. And whoever's running the UFC social media, I guarantee someone in your office listens to my show. I can fucking bet my bottom dollar. When you post Jose Aldo fighting Max Holloway, and your post says it's time to go to war or it's wartime, it is not war. It's an athletic competition. There's no war involved. You're setting the sport back, man. And it's also a slap in the face of guys like Tim Kennedy and guys who actually served in actual war. It is not. I fucking hate that. It is not war. No one's getting killed. Don't post stand.bang. It's wartime. It drives me nuts. Whoever's running it, you're not doing a good job. I'm telling you right now, you are not doing a good job. People going, oh, Schaub, you're hating on the UFC. I'm not a hater on the UFC. I was around during the Shonda days where she kicked ass on the UFC social media, and the UFC social media is what made the UFC part of what it is today. It's, if there's a stew, that social media was a big ingredient in that stew. It wasn't everything. It wasn't the broth, maybe the carrots or the celery, but it's a big, part of that stew. And so now I see it, I'm like, oh my God. You have someone that's not from our world, is not cut from that cloth trying to do this. Someone with integrity and someone who came from the sport would never post, let's go to war. They would never post, stand and bang about a mixed martial artist. They just wouldn't. I'm telling you, whoever's running that, and maybe it's a team, listen, you guys are fucking up. Do better. You have got to do better, man. Because you're the voice to a lot of people, a ton of people. It's not selling tickets when you do that. When you repost these silly fucking claymation stuff like that, what are you doing, man? I do not get it. I don't get it. And I'm sure they're great people, and they've done some stuff well. I really haven't seen it since it's been bought out. I think the social media, if you had to grade it, I'd give it maybe a C-, lately a D. And it was an A before. That's one of the reasons what the UFC got to where they got. Whoever's doing that, they're not cut from our cloth. That's all I'm saying. You got to get someone who is in touch and has their ear to the ground. You're messing up. Drives me nuts, man. When I saw it, I went, oh God, let's go to war. It's wartime. What are you thinking?
You seem irritated by it, so. You've been saying that about their social media lately too. So,
it's fake. You can tell it's someone who doesn't have a background in mixed martial arts, or didn't come up as a fan, or doesn't know the ins and outs of this game. They hired someone from another league or another, and I know this for a fact. They hired someone from another league to come over and try and do this. I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm not saying that at all. Probably really great people. Matter of fact, I met a few of them when I was in Vegas. Phenomenal people. You're missing the boat. You're dropping the ball. What else you got? I don't know why I kicked off on that. I'm just saying it was the last thing I saw. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
But there's a ton going on in MMA right now.
There
Obviously,
is.
Conor wiling out. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, you did mention Max Holloway is going to be fighting Aldo now. So Frankie Edgar is injured with some sort of undisclosed injury. And he's out.
Such a bummer.
Yeah. So there's that. And then this one where Oscar De La Hoya came out recently on his own podcast or radio show.
Damn, he has a podcast?
It's called Golden Boy on Dash Radio.
Golden Boy on Dash Radio.
Yeah. There's their set right there. So
and is it on like Sirius or some shit? That's what it looks like.
So Dash Radio is probably their own little network. Like Dash Radio has their own network, and this is one of the podcasts or one of the shows
Oh,
on
gotcha.
it. Yeah.
And is De La Hoya a host on it?
No, he was just
She has some
interviewed.
great stories.
Does
For
he?
reals, I bet he has some great stories.
Yeah. Well,
So what's he say here?
he's been secretly training, and he's faster and stronger than ever, and he actually challenges Conor McGregor for his comeback fight.
This stuff bums me
2
out.
rounds is all he needs.
This bums me out.
And remember he was the one that was so vocal about how
Yeah.
Like,
but now he
this
wants
is
attention.
a farce.
Yeah, it's just an attention thing. Where do you even start with this? I'm an Oscar De La Hoya fan. You know, he's one of the best of all time. He's the golden boy. He's doing great stuff now that he's out of boxing. I think he's good for boxing. I think it just makes him look like shit when you call out Conor McGregor, you know?
Yeah.
And then bigger, faster, stronger than ever. What's ever? You talking about than your prime, or what are you talking about? Still thicker than a Snickers. I'll take Conor McGregor out in 2 rounds. All right, cool, man. Listen, we've seen how this Conor and Floyd Mayweather thing played out. That boat has sailed. It's gone, man. No one's interested in seeing an old ass Oscar De La Hoya versus Conor McGregor in boxing. No one cares. There's no one cares. I guess making some headlines, but not really. It's like, all right, cool, man. Reveals he's secretly been training. You mean going to the gym, getting a sweat on? You ain't camp. You mean trying to be healthy and stop doing coke? What are you talking about? All right, cool, man. I don't even know. All right. Well, good luck with that. I think Conor's bigger fish to fry. Meaning his battle with the commission now and other stuff. But
Yeah, it made headlines because it's just weird.
yeah, it's a desperation thing. Also made headlines. Ego's a motherfucker, man. What else you got?
Bellator heavyweight tournament. Here's the official poster, and you see everyone on there. And
Dude.
it looks crazy.
They so I went to lunch with my boy Eric from Bellator, and he told me they were doing this. He didn't give me all the names, but he told me some of the guys involved and how Coker's trying to bring back like that kind of pride, you know, Grand Prix ish, but they're not fighting multiple times a night. But you know what I'm saying, like the pride posters and that vibe and that feel. And geez, I mean, you got Frank Mir, King Mo, Chael Sonnen, Mitrione, Roy Nelson, Fedor, Rampage, and Bader.
Yeah.
I'm crunk for it.
crazy.
I got to be honest. I think it's great. And I think it might be the rumors. I think Frank Mir and Fedor are going to fight in the first round to make sure you get that fight. That's what I think they're going to do.
I heard that they were fighting. Mir and
Pretty
Fedor.
sure.
Yeah, they're aiming for December of next year.
What? It's not till next year?
Yeah.
Oh, no. It wraps up December next year.
Okay.
Yeah. So the promotion hopes to crown the new heavyweight
There
champion
you go, never
final.
mind.
So I'm almost sure they're going to kick this off in January here in New York or here in LA. On the Roy McDonald's, you're going to have someone from this fighting on that.
So it's gonna be like a year long.
Yeah, well, look how many. Look, so
There's
if
a
you
ton
go
of
up,
guys, yeah.
well, yeah, hell yeah, you got 8 fighters, so you got 4 fights to build it up. Yeah, that's about right. I haven't looked at the odds. Let me look at it. I would say the favorite out of that. Scroll up. I'm sorry,
this
scroll
way?
up. Let me see all the guys' faces. Man, it's hard to pick a front runner. I mean, Mitrione, odd-wise, I would assume is the favorite just because he's the youngest and hits hard. Chael Sonnen, undersized. King Mo, undersized, but he's been fighting at heavyweight. Frank Mir, a little older.
Yeah.
Definitely not the best picture of Frank. You got Roy. That's a terrible picture of Frank.
He's not even supposed to be there.
Yeah, it looks like he's just like, what's happening here? Whoa, Grand Prix. Bader, not a heavyweight, but a killer. Man, it's tough to pick a front runner here. It's super tough. Your dark horse, I'd say the one with the odds of least likely to win would be Chael Sonnen, just because he's undersized. King Mo's beat a lot of good heavyweights. Rampage Jackson, who knows what he's going to look like after all this time. Bader, God, I would say, I'd say Bader's the favorite in that.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know, right? Mm-hmm. I think Bader beats most of these guys. He's young, not cutting to 205. I love it, man. I love the old school vibe, too. You know, Roy had a little bit of hiccups in his debut.
Yeah.
Matt obviously beat Fedor. Let's be real. Fedor ain't winning this bitch. Sorry, Pride lovers. It ain't happening. I'll tell you what I wouldn't mind. Fedor Rampage.
Yeah, I think even Rampage said that
Fedor Rampage would be sick. Fedor Rampage, Roy Nelson, Fedor, Roy Nelson Rampage. What? I'm not trying to see King Mo versus Rampage again. Don't do that to us. God, I wonder who Chael Sonnen's going to fight first. There's so many interesting matchups.
Would they? They would probably give
I could see
King Mo,
Chael
right?
King Mo first. Yeah. Or Chael Bader first round. God, so many possibilities. Mm-hmm. So they're not, they're getting rid of Spike and to me the Paramount Network now.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
No
more Spike. And they're not going to be so male driven anymore either. Like, you're not going to get 10 hours of cops on Spike anymore.
Thank God.
Yeah, thank God. The thing is that, that's their highest rated show.
That's so crazy.
I'm trying to stop guessing. Who in the world watches Cops anymore?
I know.
And when's the last time they made a new season? What season are they on Cops? What? What fucking season are they on in Cops? It's been around since I was a kid. Are they on season 30? Or is there only 6 seasons? They just replay them and it's Cops and we have no idea which new, which is old. What season is Cops on? Is it the most fucking successful show of all time besides the news? They've been around so goddamn long.
There's always going to be crime. There's always stuff to record.
I know, but the world's different now. So first aired, oh my God, hold up.
89.
Season 1, 1989. Season 30, June 17th, 2017. Holy balls. And it used to be on Fox. And then they left Fox 2013 and said, we're going to take our business elsewhere. It came to Spike, a.k.a. Paramount Network. Damn. Cops is killing it.
You said who's watching it? Who's watching it? Whenever Bellator's on, I'll DVR Bellator. And then the end of it, they'll catch some, the beginning of Cops.
Yeah.
And I'll start watching it because it's
catches
on.
your attention?
Yeah, it gets my attention.
See, I didn't know they were doing new ones. I had no idea. Holy shnikes. Cops is killing it. Who's the production company on that? I wonder if it's the same one the whole time. It's also international. Cops Reloaded. It's in syndication. Damn. Yeah, you forget about Cops, man. I don't watch it in the least bit.
And have you ever seen them filming? I've never seen them filming.
No. No, I haven't. I wish I have. I'd be in the back like, what's up?
Yeah, I've never seen them filming.
Have you, you ever seen, what show I will watch? Which you guys might, hold up, you watch that, but not Cops? Dog the Bounty Hunter.
I think
his girl with the big ass
watched a
titties?
little bit of it. Yeah. She was awkwardly proportioned, though. Like, it was big boobs, but she's kind of fat, but with a really small waist. I couldn't understand her body.
Yeah, she had awkward build. She was awesome, though.
Yeah.
Big
Beth,
Mama.
right?
Yeah, Beth. But she, ran the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
Is that show still going on?
I don't think so.
God, that Dog the Bounty Hunter, son. I just watched the other day. He's from, first of all, he acts all Hawaiian. Dog the Bounty Hunter's from Aurora, Colorado, my hometown. Almost positive Dog the Bounty Hunter is from Aurora. So that whole Hawaiian is a fucking scheme. There he is.
Home state of
the
Colorado.
series took place in Dog's home state, Colorado. Telling you, man. He'd be like, hey, bro.
Yep.
Hey, bro. Sorry, bro.
Pigeon.
Bro, what are you doing with your life, bro? Like, bro, you can't live like this, man. On the island. We from the island, bro. Hey, why are you talking like that? We're from the same goddamn town. I don't talk like that, bro. Wouldn't it weird he talked like a surfer? Yeah. I've been in Hawaii, too. Never came back with that accent. Been there many of times. Nope, sure not.
2012 was the last one.
Damn, 8 seasons though. Dog the Bounty Hunter made some bank, and it's syndicated.
Boom.
That's an interesting show, man. And then his son was like trying to be an MMA fighter.
Yeah. He was, I think, an amateur at least, MMA fighter.
And he would always like, they'd catch the guy and be like, bro, what are you doing in your life, bro?
Yeah.
You can't live like this, man. You're like, you know, you're going to get out, you're going to be nice to your girl, you're going to treat your kids well, bro? And the guy'd be like, you know, I'm thinking about starting. He's like, here, have a cigarette, bro.
Yep.
It's weird.
It's very weird.
And also, they would catch these guys. Hold up. Chapman spent his early years in Texas during his teen years, moved to Colorado Springs. Who's this?
The son, the MMA fighter dude.
No. I'm trying to talk about dog. God, what a great show. Yeah, and Ozzy Osbourne played the music in the beginning.
I forgot the song already.
If you heard it, you know it. So what happened? A&E canceled the season after 8 seasons. Series began airing Syndicate 13. Yeah. Dog and Beth then starred in another series, Dog and Beth on the Hunt, CMT. I've also seen that. That ended in 2015. Yeah, shout out to Dog.
So
I'd still watch
2015.
him. But if you're a criminal and you got a bounty hunter after you, unless you got like Tim Kenny or someone after you, and fucked. But with this guy, I guess they have guns. But they're not.
No,
they don't have guns.
They don't have guns. That was the weird part. They had like mace and flashlights.
Yeah, and then you got Beth like in her SUV, like get on the ground. I'm like, hey, fuck you guys, man. I'm going through some rough times. You get these cameras. You get this. What are you? Are you Indian? Why are you dressed like that? Like Dog had his poofy hair, those bullshit sunglasses on at night. I'm like, I can't believe I'm going to prison because your gimmicky ass caught me. This is unbelievable.
That would be terrible.
And why are you talking like Hawaiian? Aren't you from Aurora, Dog? God, I was a fan though. It just bothered me the way he talked like that, bro. All right, what else you got?
I don't know.
What a weird tangent we went on.
Weird.
But who watches Cops?
I know.
A ton of people, apparently.
I can't believe that's like one of the best shows ever.
You know what shits on Cops is First 48.
I've never, or did I watch that?
You've never seen First 48?
How they track down how someone got murdered or something, right?
Yeah, there's a murder, and then they track the killer and what happened, and it's sick.
Okay.
You've never seen First 48, MJ? Do you like criminal shit? Mm-hmm. Like last night, I watched an old, I forget what channel it was on, some bullshit channel, but on Jeffrey Dahmer. And they interviewed him, his dad, his victims, the victim's family. It was crazy stuff. How he's like a normal kid, like most like serial killers come from these broken homes or these horrible abusive families and stuff like that. And even Jeffrey Dahmer's like, I got none of that. I got nothing for you. They're like, why would you do it? He's like, I grew up, my parents loved me, grew up nothing. I was always fixated on like roadkill, and I'd like want to see what's inside the animals and stuff like that. And I was just into that. And then it went to humans. And he's like, there's no darkness as far as my family goes. He's like, I was just fucked up from day one.
Weird. So it happened later in his life too, or he was like 30ish, right?
He killed his first person, I think, when he was 19. But then he took a long layoff and went to the military. And then he was like, I just never had the opportunity to kill anyone there. Just the military.
The opportunity.
Yeah, he's like, that's why I would have got caught. But he did rape 2 dudes in the military, tied them up and raped them.
Whoa.
And they just came, on this thing might be older, but they did come out on this like little documentary. And then took some time off, and then they started killing people.
The brain is crazy.
Yeah.
Studying it. Oh my gosh.
And he would drill into the brain because he's trying to create a zombie state. He would drill into the brain and then put like warm water or this acid solution in it. He was like trying to experiment. He was hoping they'd be like still kind of alive, but he wanted to just dominate people. He's gay as shit, but he just wanted to dominate the dudes.
Creepy.
Killed a lot of mainly black people, mainly African Americans.
Whoa.
Yeah, he killed tons of African Americans.
Were they gay as well?
Oh yeah, gay as fuck.
Okay.
And he'd like get them, somehow like, oh, let me take these pictures. I'll give you some money, and they would do it. And then he would give them these drinks, and he'd have sleeping sedatives in it.
Yeah.
And then they would like kind of be passed out, and then he'd start performing like they drill into their skull or wake up with his tongue in your booty hole.
So weird.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing is the why. The why behind it. Whenever they get asked, like, why did you do that? And like their face when you watch them while they speak about it is like the craziest, like cringiest thing ever. Like,
Dahmer's
watching a
isn't.
killer.
He's just like, I got nothing. He's like, you would think they go, do you ever think about the victims? He's like, not really. Like, it was just.
Isn't that creepy though? Isn't that even almost
Well, they're
creepier?
sociopaths, so they
Of
don't make the
course.
same connection.
Yeah. It's so scary. We
Do
walk
those-
among them. Yeah.
Dude, don't say that.
Right? It's so weird.
Do they have friends typically, or are they just
No.
loners?
Jeffrey Dahmer was a straight up loner, had no friends.
That's what I'm starting to picture. Like all those people are like loners.
Yeah,
for
he
the
can't
most
be a serial
part.
killer and like be the life of the party and shit. Going to bars and shit at night. No, man. Serial killers are. There's a serial killer on the loose right now.
Where?
I mean, I'm sure. I just saw there's one on the loose. I want to say I was watching one of the cities I was in. It was on the news. I was like, oh, there he is. There he is. There you go.
Oh, man.
They're all the time, man. I mean, serial killers. I think if you start killing 3 or more, and it's a pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're out there.
You were around for the Richard Ramirez days, right? The Night Stalker.
No, not really.
Oh, really?
When that was early '90s.
Late 80s, I think, or
Yeah,
somewhere around the
I was too
80s?
young for that shit.
okay.
They made a movie out of it, right?
I'm sure they made.
Was
tons
it in
of movies out
Texas?
of it. No, it's here, somewhere around here. And
Was
he
that
would
the
just-
Zodiac killer?
No, the
No.
Night Stalker. I'll show his face. He's just scariest looking dude ever.
Were you here, Chin?
Yeah, I was a little kid when it was happening. He was just, and then people were locking their doors. It was like everyone was freaked out about it.
Damn.
That's when serial killers were
The
really, really,
hotness.
really scary.
That's
Well, that
what-
was when media was booming too, so now we become more aware of what was actually going
That's when
on.
serial
Yeah.
killers with the hotness is like the cool thing to do.
And I would see this guy on the news, and it would freak me out. That's him.
Jesus Christ! Oh my
Yeah.
God!
He looks like a rock star too, sort of. But that was him.
Feel
Yeah, he's
a
not like
Jim
a
Morrison.
he's not a
Dude.
bad looking guy. He looks evil.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
evil.
sure.
There you go.
Did they make a movie about it? I'm
Yeah,
sure.
there's.
Whoa.
I think there's multiple movies,
Whoa!
but that's him. Yeah, that's him laughing.
Damn, he's crazy, huh?
Yeah,
That
he killed
smile.
tons of people.
Did he?
Yeah.
How many?
Let's see.
Because there's a Zodiac killer they never caught. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's with whatchamacallit? What's that actor's name?
He's ridiculous. He's my favorite actor.
Dear God, why
For
am I
sure, remember
messing
the
up?
name, Brendan. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
He's my favorite actor.
Yeah.
See, Jeffrey Dahmer was killed in prison. They beat the fuck out of him. God damn, this dude lived to 2013.
Mm-hmm.
How many?
Hold on here. 13 counts of murder, 5 counts of attempted, 11 sexual
Victims 14.
Oh, so 14 people.
It's a lot of people. I think Dahmer's 19.
There's probably more too. Those
Yeah,
creepy
you never
people, they
know.
probably have their own little secrets and stuff. Didn't reveal. Never caught.
Yikes.
How did we get on this?
There's no rationalizing.
Hold on, how'd he
irrational.
die?
It's
Scroll down.
crazy.
Is he dead?
You got to watch the show on Netflix about serial killers, how the FBI formed their thing. What's it called? Mind something. Mastermind something. You'll find it. It's one of the newest shows on there. Ramirez died of complications to B-cell lymphoma. God, he didn't die hard enough, did he?
Chronic hepatitis C.
How is that guy in death row for 23 years?
Yeah,
How
I
in
don't
the
know.
world did he last 23 years? Just appeals after appeals after appeals. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and I think women were falling in love with him.
Handsome
See
dude.
that?
That's so weird.
Wrote him nearly
Fathers and
70.
brothers.
Hold on. This in BN 1995, Doreen Leoy wrote him nearly 75 letters. He proposed her in October. They were 1996. They were married. Loy stated that she would commit suicide when Ramirez was executed. However, Loy and Ramirez eventually separated. By some estimates, he would have been in his early 70s before his execution was carried out. Damn. Whew. It's a down-ass bitch. What else you got?
So off
Let me just
topic.
look at
I don't know
this
how
real
we
quick.
got on serial killers.
We're talking about Chin's weekend. Just kidding.
Oh, so that's that lady that was with him.
That was her?
Yeah.
God, can you imagine? That's someone's daughter, for God's sakes. It might be a mom. Yeah, the thing is, these serial killers are charming. That's where they get you. That's how they lure you in. Like, they're never, like, hideous. Like, yeah, there's that clown killer or whatever, but typically when they're like, trying to get people back to their cribs. They're charming and they're not bad looking.
That was like that big Ted Bundy story. Like
Ted
he was
Bundy's
super
handsome dude, charming.
Super charming, yeah.
People want to marry him. Manson, if you're a leader of the cult, you're probably pretty charismatic, charming. You don't get people to follow you by looking like fucking Louis C.K. What else you got?
On that note, okay, let's see. So the rumor was that Tyron Woodley Tyron Woodley even talked on Flow Combat that he's going to be fighting someone that's not a welterweight contender. And then rumors started spreading. Here's another one where Nate Diaz's coach deleted something where Nate's in training camp.
Don't people realize when you post something that it's there? Like, even if you take it off, everyone gets it. By deleting it, does nothing. When you delete it, actually more skeptical hippo eyes.
I think that's what some people use that to their advantage now, though. They do it on purpose. They know people will talk about it more.
It's not a bad idea. So what did his coach tweet, though? Let me see that. I'm sure that it's screenshotted there.
Right there.
His coach put, "You fight fans, be ready. Diaz back to ass whooping business fight camp." All right, so he's just saying we're in fight camp. He didn't say who. There's nothing wrong with that.
Indeed.
And then so Woodley Diaz discussion from UFC 219. So my thoughts on Woodley versus Diaz. Will I watch it? Hell yeah. That's a fun fight. I actually think that's a pretty tough matchup for Woodley, to be honest.
Look, really?
I do.
Wow.
I think that's a tough fight for Woodley. I think cardio could be a big deal, especially as you get in the later rounds. You know, Diaz, one of those guys you got to kind of kill. Diaz is the better boxer. Woodley's obviously the power puncher, but, you know, wrestling here is going to be kind of obviously not the X factor, but a huge advantage for Woodley. But taking Nate Diaz down ain't no walk in the park as far as once you get down there. Diaz is dangerous off his back. He's a lot longer than Woodley. So I think this poses a lot more threat to Woodley than his last foes. You know, Thompson he's a hard puzzle to solve, but you know what kind of puzzle you're dealing with. Damian Maia, again, hard puzzle to solve, but we know what kind of puzzle you're dealing with. Nate Diaz, on the feet he can box, on the ground he can submit you. His wrestling's not good, but those two areas that you're dealing with, he's better on the ground than Woodley. He's better on the feet than Woodley. But Woodley has more knockout power, so he could end the fight. And then cardio, Nate Diaz has crazy cardio. Right. So it's a tough matchup. Does it make sense? Nope. Not in the least bit. But we're not living in that world anymore. We're not in the world where one fights two and two fights three. You know, we're not. Rankings really don't matter. They might be good for the fans to look and go, oh, he's ranked 3. That's cool, man. He's deserved it. But you know, you guys know this. Anyone who's an educated MMA fan, rankings really don't mean anything. 7 can fight 1, 10 could fight 3. It's just now about ratings and what is hot at the time and what makes sense at the time. So, you know, Nate Diaz versus Woodley for a title shot. You know, Nate Diaz lost his last fight at 70. It makes no sense in the world if we're going through. As a purist, if you're going through, you're like, well, how do you even get to that? But then when you step back and look, oh, that'd be a huge fight, though. That's a huge fight. Will everyone watch it? Will I watch it? Hell yeah. Am I a fan of the fight? Hell yeah. Does it make sense? No. Is he going to make money? Hell yes. I think it's good for Woodley.
Yeah, right. I
think it's really good for Woodley. It is a super fight. Nate Diaz is the biggest name. Diaz is a much bigger name than Woodley. Diaz is by far the biggest name at welterweight. That's why he's getting this title shot. By far the biggest name. I can't even think another guy even close to him. He's a fan favorite, so that adds up, man. And there's a good possibility Diaz could win that fight if he has the proper training camp. If he's not hurt like he was in his last fight against Conor. You know, if everything goes according to plan and Diaz wants to win this fight, Woodley's going to have his hands full, more full than he's had in a long time.
Do you think win or lose, it'll affect if he fights Conor?
That Conor, who, Woodley or Diaz?
No, Diaz.
That Diaz-Conor fight's never going to go anywhere. That's always there whenever they want to pull that trigger. Everyone will always watch that. No matter if Conor loses his next 2, if Nate were to lose this fight, if Nate were to get knocked out in 10 seconds, that Conor-Nate Diaz trilogy fight is always there, and everyone knows that. And we're always going to buy it. Now, if Nate Diaz were to beat Woodley and beat Champ, that trilogy fight between Conor and Nate just got a whole whole lot bigger. So it's a win-win for the UFC. You know, and for Woodley, for him to get a super fight and get eyeballs on him for Nate Diaz is good. So it's a win-win all the way around. That's why you get this fight. Again, does it make sense as a purist in the ranking systems? No. To be honest, who cares about rankings anymore? I really don't. Just based off, because I know they don't mean that much to the brass.
Yeah.
We know that's not the way the world works, so why would you guys care about the rankings anymore? Nate Diaz pays his dues. You know, why can't he have a title shot? Oh, he lost his last one. I get it. You're telling me he's not a tough matchup for these guys or anyone there? Also, who else would you give that title shot to? And when I say Nate Diaz is the biggest name at 70, I challenge you. I dare you to find a bigger name than me. When I say bigger name than Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
Woodley's not a bigger name. He's your champ. Wonder Boy's not a bigger name. Robbie Lawler, fan favorite, not a bigger name. Colby Covington, Dos Anjos, Damian Maia, Jorge, Till, Carlos, you got Cerrone. That's why they're doing it. And it saves that December 30th is always, you know, their big card. If you remember, that's when they had Ronda versus Holly, and you know that's December 30th is an important card for them. So this would definitely save the day. So I'm into it. Again, does it make sense? Nope. But I'm into it. What else you got?
Here, Michael Bisping. He's in with Gastelum in Shanghai because Anderson's out.
When I first heard about this, I went, no way. There's no way that gets sanctioned. Now, as you know, Bisping losing the last fight, and I've heard him in interviews, he goes, I just have that bad taste, and the best way to get over is get right back in there. And he's a pure fighter. A fighter's fighter, has the biggest fighter's heart maybe to ever compete in the UFC. He's one of the greatest middleweights of all time. This makes zero sense for his career. Besides financial, I don't get why he would do it. And I get you just lost to GSP, and you know you were doing well. If you had two eyes, you probably would have won that fight, or who knows? But you know George get more tired, but you end up losing. Okay, it's George St. Pierre. You're still one of the greatest middleweights of all time. But now you're fighting on how quick of a turnaround. I promise you were concussed. There was some sort of trauma to your body overall, brain, body, physically. And you're fighting Kelvin, which isn't a fun matchup. Kelvin's a tough customer. He's phenomenal at 70. At 85, we've seen him do work. He's quick. Matchup-wise for Bisping, it's not a great matchup. So what's Kelvin do really well? Box and wrestle. What's Michael Bisping do well? What's his strength? Boxing and anti-wrestling. Kelvin's younger. He's healthy. He's had a full camp. He's planning to fight, you know, one of the best strikers of all time, so he's been working on his striking. What's the upside for Michael Bisping here? What in the world is your upside? And I fucking love Michael Bisping. I ride and die for Michael Bisping. I just don't get the benefits here. You get a payday, so you get some money in your bank account. You lose to Kelvin, then what? So you lost to GSP. And the knock on Bisping are people going, he's not the real champ. He knocked out Luke, but it was short notice. Luke didn't take him serious. And then he had a freaking title defense against Henderson. Come on, man.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like, that's not real. He didn't fight the real contenders. I'm like, but that's what they gave him. He beat him. He's your champ. Knocked out Luke Rockhold on fucking 8-day notice shooting a movie. It's pretty impressive, man. Not to mention, he can barely see out of his eye. He's doing all this. He's a champ. Took him 10 years to get to this point. Biggest European fighter ever. He's on Mount Rushmore by far. Now with Anderson Silva pissing hot, you got to put Bisping ahead of him, and he beat him. So head to head, he beat him. And who knows if Anderson was clean then? You got to assume he wasn't. He beat that Anderson. But then so then you lost to GSP. All right, people are well, that's your first real competition. Well, GSP was out for 4 years, and then he beat him. All right, it's still GSP, and then you fight Kelvin, a guy who isn't really an 85er. You know, think about Kelvin Yoel or Luke Rockhold or Jacare. Look what happened when he fought Weidman. Like, he's he has the skills to be there, but he just doesn't have the size. He has no business being there. Especially when you get to the upper echelon guys. He's going to ate the fuck up. And we saw that with Chris Weidman. Yeah, he landed that good right hand on Weidman because he's quick, but he just doesn't have the power to put him away. He can't compete with those top guys. At 70, if Kelvin gets his diet down, stuff like that, yeah, now you got something. Although if I was Kelvin, I would not want to be at 70. There's murderer's row there. But Kelvin's so talented. Who knows what he wants to do? I just don't see that 85 for him. But against Bisping, it's a great matchup. Yeah. I don't see the plus side for Bisping. I get that bad taste out of your mouth, but if you're on a 2-fight losing streak, and then I guess you do the sail away fight in England for your last one.
That's his plan.
I just don't. It makes zero sense to me. And I can guarantee this. I can guarantee you guys this. If this fight was in the States, he would not be fighting. I promise you, no commission would clear him to fight. Not happening. The UFC can say whatever they want. Oh, we saw the doctors. They said his brain's good, even though we can't really detect CTE or brain trauma. Oh, they say his body's fine, this. I get all that. I watched him get starched by a left hook and then choke the fuck out unconscious. And you have him fight a little bit later? That's crazy. No commission's going to clear him. The only way this happens if it's in fucking China.
And that's what's happening.
Try not to cuss, but yeah, you're in China. There you go. It's silly, really. I just don't get it. And I love Bisping. I just don't want to see him go out like this. What happens if he goes in and gets knocked out in the first round?
That's the biggest worry. He was definitely concussed. I mean,
110% he was concussed. 110% his brain suffered some serious trauma that night. That left hook that sat him on his ass, that would be brain trauma. Well, he wasn't flatlined, bro. Nope, but the oxygen was cut off to his brain when he got choked out. None of that stuff is healthy. You need time to recover. The body needs time to recover. I don't think it's a very smart move career-wise. But Bisping's Bisping, and he's going to fight, but his coaches and the UFC think it's smart, and I totally disagree with it. Will I watch it? Hell yeah. Am I rooting for Bisping? Fuck yes. I do not want him to go out on 2-fight losing streak. It's just not a smart fight for him. Stylistically, timing, all above. Hope he wins, though. I'm rooting for him. And it's nothing against Kelvin. Kelvin's young. He has his whole career ahead of him. He's going to go on and do great things. But for Bisping, where he's at, God, I hope it works out. I hope it was a smart move. Because you lose to number 9, now where's Bisping? And it's number 9, not even a real middleweight. Then where do you go in the rankings? You're going to retire at what, top 15? Retire at 12 or 10? Take Anderson out, so it'll probably be 10. Probably around David Branch's level. It's a bummer. What else you got?
He must be getting paid a lot, though, right, to fill in this shorter notice, too?
He reached out to Dana for this fight, so it's not like they were like, oh, my God, we have to have someone. Let's figure this out, because it's China and it's on Fight Pass, for God's sakes, right?
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Is it?
Let me check.
Fight night.
Is it a fight night in China?
Fight night.
Where'd that poster go?
I think you're just on it.
There it is, yeah.
UFC Fight Night. What time is it at?
No idea.
Keep scrolling down. It doesn't say.
Here we go.
So Bisping and Till will never fight? Because didn't they have that feud?
They will never fight.
No.
They really didn't have a feud.
Or Till was talking some smack, saying that he would do it.
Yeah, but it's like...
It was, just kind of brush on the rug.
3 p.m. Eastern. So the fight's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon here. Okay. It's not going to be great ratings, you know? So it's not like the UFC's like, it's not like a pay-per-view. Like, let's say Anderson Silva and Kelvin Gastelum was a pay-per-view and like, holy fuck, Anderson's out, short notice fight. Then Bisping's going to get paid bank because they're going to give you a little incentive on the top. Now, a fight night, they're like, it's on Fox Sports. Like, sure, you want it? Yeah, man. Pay your regular contract. Now you're under the championship clause, although he lost that. So, he still, I think he makes a flat fee of $500,000 or whatever it is, but,
Mm-hmm. Actually, the 3 p.m. was their conference call, so never mind that. But typically when there are like overseas that far, it is like earlier in the day.
Yeah, it's always a weird fight. We don't know what time it is at. We can't find what fucking time the fight's at.
Maybe if I look in here.
7 a.m. So it's 4. So
7 a.m. Pacific, yeah.
there you go. Oh, yeah. Watch the fight at 7 a.m.
Oh, no. 7 a.m. Eastern, 4 a.m. Pacific.
Yeah. Go ahead and watch that.
What the hell?
Yeah. Shanghai, China, bro. China's far as fuck. The time zones are all jacked up. So go ahead and fill in on that fight at 4 a.m., Michael. I'm sure all of China's going to be watching. There's going to be 30 people in the States watching. I'll record it. Well, of course I'm going to watch it. It's a fun card.
But damn, 4 a.m. I don't think they've ever done that, right? Not that
Yeah,
I
they
remember.
have. They've done that before.
4 a.m.?
Yeah.
Damn.
So that's why they're not like, oh, yeah, Bisping, you saved the day. Let's give you $1 million bonus for taking this fight. No, not at all. Yeah, you want it? Go ahead. It's in China. You're fighting at 4 a.m. But by the time he fights, let's say it's 2 hours. So, all right, he might fight around 6 a.m. here, 5:30 a.m. here. The early prelims on Fight Pass start at 12:45 a.m.
Damn. That's freaking hilarious.
It's crazy, man. What else you got, Jim? I hope it works out for Bisping. It's a huge risk. I hope it works out.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. All right.
I can guarantee we're not doing Fight Companion for that shit.
So
we did one
Maybe.
one that and I think it was at 6 a.m.
because
We've
you
done one
said
at 6
that.
a.m.
Yeah,
We've
I'm
done
sorry.
it before. We're not doing it for that. I can guarantee you that.
Because you said that, it might happen now.
I don't think so. It'd be hard to convince the rest of the guys. I think it was just me. It was Rogan, Eddie, and me. Brian wasn't there.
How was the viewers at that late?
What?
How were the viewerships? Like how was
It's
the
all
viewer
right.
numbers?
Not great. I mean, you're getting a lot of UK and not a whole
yeah.
lot of Chinese listening to the podcast. What's this?
Anderson Silva released a statement after the failed USADA test.
What's he say? So obviously, I think everything is part of a process of evolution. With each passing day, I can learn more about who I am, and I'm here to thank all my fans. I'm going to rip this apart, especially my coaches and all the contributions for this long journey. I can't express my feelings how sad I am because we all invest love, passion, and time in this camp. I don't know exactly the plans of God for me. God did not give you steroids, Anderson. But anyway, I can only thank him and all of you. Don't thank him for the love and affection. Nothing is more gratifying at this moment than having you by my side. I will not give up, much less stop doing what I love, not because of fame or money. It's because I love to fight. So no matter what happens from now on, nothing changes my plans. My plans are the same. Nothing has changed. A big kiss for everyone. See you soon. Hey, man. And I'm an Anderson fan. Hey, man. First of all, nothing has changed. Yeah, it has. Your entire legacy is out the fucking window. It's gone. Anything you've ever done, it's gone. This is your second violation. You're going to get a 4-year ban. You've tested hot again. You're out. When you say nothing has changed, yeah, it has. Everything's changed. Your public persona, the way you look to everyone, your whole career, you're never fighting the UFC again, ever again. You're going to get a 4-year ban. How old are you? 30 fucking...
42.
Okay, 42. Guess what? You can't fight at 46 in the UFC. It ain't happening. So when you say nothing's changing, you need to look in the goddamn mirror. Everything is changing. Nothing is going to be the same. You will never, ever fight in the UFC again, let alone in America. Maybe you can play some grab ass out in Brazil, find some jungle league or something like that where they don't test. Enjoy that. Your career's over. You're forever marked. You got the X on your chest now. So everything you've done, we got to question whether it was steroids or not. Now, that being said, let's talk about steroids and guys testing positive for that. Anderson Silva is still great, even if he had steroids in the system. That front kick that he threw on Vitor Belfort, the choke out of Chael Sonnen, the mastermind behind Bonner, the Forrest Griffin, Matrix stuff. The steroids aren't giving him the talent to do that. Steroids might give him extra energy, maybe a little more power, stuff like that. But he has so much goddamn talent. I don't think you can just chalk up, oh, the reason he did all is steroids. Oh, the reason Barry Bonds hit how many goddamn home runs, 70-something, is because he's on steroids. Did it help? 100%. I'm not saying it did. But there has to be talent first. So as talented as he is, and we just can't chalk up steroids. However, in the public's eye, they equate steroids to your success. And there's argument there, but it's not steroids aren't everything. And if you don't think that, go take the exact same thing, whatever Anderson Silva was taking, whatever Brazilian nut laced with Winstrol excuse they're going to give us. Go take that and then go and try and kick Vitor Belfort in the face. Let me know how it works for you. Or go try and submit Chael Sonnen. So it doesn't work like that. And not to mention a lot of guys, especially when he fought Chael Sonnen, he was on the same shit too.
Yeah.
So, but at this point, it's over, man. It's out with USADA in an ego thing. I don't know if they thought they could get by it, but where there's smoke, there's fire, and it's game over, which is a bummer. I don't hold it too much against them. I got to be honest. Maybe it's because I came up in sports. I've been around professional sports, and I think it's something guys do. So I don't hold it. Shit happens, man. Especially when you're his age, you want to compete. You need that. All right. It's a bummer. You're screwed. You're never going to fight again. But the whole God stuff and this is a life lesson and that bothers the fuck out of me. No. Just be like, hey, you know what would be so cool if guys were just real. You know what he should have said if I'm Anderson Silva? I would have said this. Obviously, I think everything is part of a process of evolution. The UFC hired USADA. I've been doping for fucking years. I'm 42. I'm 42 years old, trying to compete against Kelvin, who's young, hungry lion. So I need a little extra help just to get me out of bed during the morning. I still want to compete. My body's not allowing me to. So I took this illegal substance. I thought I'd get by USADA. These guys are like fucking hounds. The Golden Snitch is one of the best in the world. I got caught. Man, this sucks. Things happen. Hopefully they don't give me a 4-year ban. If not, I understand. See ya. But instead we get this. Big kiss for everyone. See you soon. No, you won't, man. Nope. I guess. If you're coming down to Marina Del Rey or some shit, I'll see you. But I'm not going to see you on TV.
Yeah,
I can't express my feelings how sad I am. Well, you're sad because you got caught. Again, how great would it be if John Jones came out and went, dude, listen, I try to be on the straight and narrow. It's a struggle every goddamn day. I get it, man. I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm not a hero. I'm not a role model. I'm wild as fuck. I can train for 2 weeks and beat anyone in the world. I happen to party a little bit. I do coke. The coke I did was laced with some other shit. I got busted, man. This is bullshit. Still the best fighter in the world, coke or not. I don't know if it's steroids. It might have been. Even if it is, go take it, DC. Let me know if you can beat me with that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Awesome. Like, how great would that be?
Yeah.
If we're like, oh, that makes sense. Instead, we get this cookie cutter. What? It was these supplements I got from GNC. It was these dick pills I was doing over here. Well, no. It was 10 days before my birthday. I went out with a couple of buddies. I like coke, man. Straight up, I like coke. I'm not an addict, but I like to go out and have fun. I did a couple lines. It's some bad shit. They tested me. I got fucked, man. Believe the odds of that. My entire career and I was hanging on this because 10 days before my birthday, I decided to get loose. It's some bullshit. I'm still the best of all time. Even if they give me a 4-year ban, I'll come back. I'll wreck any of you. Like, that's how I would handle it. Instead of this cookie cutter bullshit they keep giving us that no one's buying. And Anderson Silva, last time he got busted, it came at a perfect time because I think it came during some Conor McGregor stuff or where we were just like, oh, okay, Jesus Christ, man. And then I forget, but when it came out, oh no, that was the John Jones stuff. John Jones stuff came out, not this time, but the time before during Conor McGregor Floyd stuff, where the same week.
Oh,
yeah. So we were kind of like, God damn it, John. All right. Well, we'll deal with that later. And we kind of forgot about it. Anderson Silva's came out at the same time, too, where we were like, God damn it, Anderson. But we're dealing with this over here. But this time it's just UFC 217. Everyone's like looking for something to catch on to. Then boom. It's a bummer. Mm-hmm. But these cookie cutter answers, these publicists come up with you're killing me. What? They just be real. Yeah. Just be real. We get over it so much faster. Everyone would forgive you so much faster than this bullshit. Because now it's just up in the air.
You should create your own like PR management team and then hand select everyone and all the fighters can just hire.
There's no way the fighters be like Anderson's like, hold up. I have to tell him I was putting needles in my ass. I'm like, yes, listen, this is why though. Everyone's going to get over it. We can understand that. The public can understand you being 42 years old and you're a shell of yourself and you have dad bod. We can understand that, but you still want to compete. We all want to live that dream, man. So you took some testosterone because you want to compete. You're not trying to be fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger swole. You're taking it so you can still compete at this level. They understand that way more than whatever this was.
So true.
Way more. This. Yeah. I really hate this.
And with John, it's like, you're the greatest talent to ever grace the octagon. There's so much smoke. When there's fire, my God, brother. Whatever you're doing ain't working. So just come out, man, and be like, this is what happened. Can you guys not relate to this? Listen, I'm 28, 29 years old. I think he's 29, might be 30. Anyways, I'm a young, most successful fighter of all time. I like to party, man. And it was 10 days before my birthday, and I fucked up. I'm 30 years old. I made a lot of mistakes. You guys grew with me through this whole thing. I just happen to be the best of all time. Listen, I don't have to train as hard as everyone else does. I don't. Life ain't fair, man. I thought I could do this coke and still compete, and I did. I knocked out DC with a head kick. I was doing coke 10 days before that, staying up all goddamn night. That's how talented I am, man, and it sucks. I fucked up, took some lines, it was laced something else. Here we are. What do you guys want me to do? Like this, I don't know what to tell you, but this is me. So many more people, because you wouldn't have all this Twitter chat and all this hearsay, she saying, yeah, what if he's doing this? What if he's doing this? He's the worst of all time. Then Dana saying he's the biggest bust in professional sports of all time. If these guys would just hit it head on, people listen. We're a society. We forgive and forget, especially when we can relate to it. I get it. I get it with Anderson, man. The older you get, shit. I'm 34, and I don't feel like I did when I was 27. So I get at his level, and you're fighting Kelvin. Someone says, hey, take this. You're a little more lighter on your feet. You cut some weight. Compete with this young kid. Like, fuck, really? All right. I can understand that. I think most people can. What they can't understand is this vanilla answer. We can't relate to that, man. But that's not the world and where sports and where fighters and athletes are at. They're not ready to face that realness. Just not. What else you got?
They both use God too. I'm pretty sure that John Jones said something about "Thank you, God" or God has plans for me.
God, God's hands out. No, stop that shit. Jesus, God, whoever you pray to, they don't give a fuck. It does not work like that. They don't care what you're doing right now. God did not want you to get busted for coke and prostitution and fucking run into pregnant ladies. Mm-hmm. That was not like, let me line this up for John so he learns his life. That you're using that as a crutch, as an excuse. Drop the whole fucking religious bit, both of them. You beat up people for a living. You think God picks you to win over Vitor Belfort because you pray more? Are you out your fucking mind? You think God's teaching you a life lesson because you're doing bumps of coke 10 days before a fight? You think it's him trying to show you a light? What the fuck are you talking about? Nate Marquardt's more religious than anyone I know. That motherfucker's closer to God than anyone besides Tim Tebow. In that case, if praying got you to where you want to be, Tim Tebow should be the starting quarterback of the goddamn Denver Broncos. Not the world we live in. John Jones should never get caught if praying did that. So quit the religious shit, both of them. Not Tim. You do your thing, brother.
Amen.
That's a great example, though, Tebow.
Yeah.
But with John, it's like, what is this religious thing? What Psalms 3:17? Fuck you, man. How dare you? There's some religious people who ride and die on that shit, and it gets them out of bed and they can live their lives. And I'm all about religion in that aspect. But when these guys chalk it up, this Jesus saves. What are you talking about, man? Crazy. What else you got?
Indeed. Okay. All right. Mark Goddard, the referee that was reffing the fight that Conor McGregor jumped in on it in the middle of, it actually was in the middle of it, according to Mark Goddard. So he wrote this huge post on Facebook. And this is probably the longest post.
Hey, John,
Facebook
bro,
I've ever seen.
Too long, bro. If you're gonna post a book, you write a book. That is too long for Facebook.
It is.
I can't even read it to the fans because it's so goddamn long. You guys would be bored out of your mind. Let me see what's going on here, though. Do you know what the gist is? It
yeah. So, the opponent. So Charlie Ward was the guy that Conor was hugging. That's his buddy that he goes to the gym with. And then that guy fought John Redmond. And then people thought that Goddard was breaking up the fight like it was over because Charlie Ward knocked down Redmond. But Goddard said no, he didn't think that the fight was over. He actually thought that the bell rang and he was just stopping the fight. And Conor jumping in like messed up everything because he was going to check to see if the guy was actually able to continue. And then after the commotion, after everything happened, then he goes, yeah, I realized he wasn't able to continue. But Conor caused such a ruckus that it confused everyone and it messed up everything.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all he's saying. Like he didn't call off the fight, is what he said. So because of all the loud noise, he couldn't even hear the bell. He was just checking to see if the fight was over, if the guy could continue. But he didn't at that moment call off the fight. Conor McGregor essentially made it look like he called off the fight.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, so he put Han right there. So he says, I have known and witnessed and refereed Conor on many previous occasions over the years and watched even in support of his meteoric rise, speaking publicly to commend him and offer an insight when others had turned against him. I've known Conor before he was the megastar that he is now, long before he amassed his fame and fortune. The difference being I respected him the same and treated him no different back then. The sport of MMA is the bigger picture here, agree, and it is of my primary concern that anyone who knows me, truly knows me, will underline that. As I said on Saturday morning before leaving Dublin, I operate with integrity, belief, and values all of the time, every time. I apologize for my lengthy statement. Thank you, sir. My respect and thanks. Man, yeah, I mean, it's you cannot really defend Conor here, can you? Kind of fucked up.
Yeah, he did mess up there.
And then he pushed Mark Goddard and then slapped an official.
He did, yeah.
He's just wilding out, man. He's how old? 28?
28.
28, 100 mil in the bank, wilding out. That's what happens. No one teaches you how to deal with this amount of fame and fortune. There's no book on it. There's no one you can really talk to. No one's going to be able to relate. Look at the picture.
I know. Why is this
classic? Selfie like, my bad, yo.
Oh, that's where he says I apologize, too.
I still apologize for last weekend's fight in Dublin. While trying to support my loyal teammate and friend, I let my emotions get the best of me. I acted out of line as multiple weight UFC champion, executive producer, role model, and public figure. I must hold myself to a higher standard, correct? The referee, Mark Goddard, was making a horrendous decision trying to pick up an unconscious fighter off the floor, force the fight to continue the second round. Even against the wishes of the said fighter's coach, the fight was over. After witnessing my fighter in the fight where the worst happened, the opponent passed away from his injuries on the night, which is true. I thought the worst was about to happen again and lost it and overreacted. I'm sorry to everyone. Certainly apologize to the director of Mohegan Tribe Department of Athletic Regulation, Mike Mazzulli, and all the officials and staff working the event. Andy Ryan, his fighter. That side boys, all right. All right. He goes, I love yous all. I love yous all. It's an interesting word. I've always learned from my mistakes, and this will be no different. I think he's a passionate dude. I think he's 100 mil in the bank. He's 28. And I think he's making a lot of mistakes. I also don't think he gives a fuck.
That picture says it alone. That has to be like he's...
That's hilarious.
Yeah, after
He's
the
all,
apology.
Oops.
What do you want me to do, man? Okay, suspend me. I don't give a fuck, man. I'll fight whoever when you want, but it's just like, it's not an urgent concern. My legacy's kind of sealed, you know? So I cannot not see him getting suspended. You know, if you look at the history of the UFC, anytime anyone's touched a ref from pushed, slapped, kicked, punched, they got cut from the UFC. Now, this goes back to the old Jimmy Johnson, Dallas Cowboys day when they said, do you treat stars different? He goes, of course. They said, give us an example. He goes, well, you know, when we first drafted Troy Aikman, he was the first-round draft pick. He was our star player. He's our biggest draw. We were in a meeting, and the third-string quarterback fell asleep. Just a normal guy fell asleep, and Troy Aikman fell asleep. And they said, what happened to that third-string quarterback? He goes, I cut him on the spot. And they go, what'd you do to Troy Aikman? He goes, I woke him up. It's just, that's the business. It's not fair. It's not how it should be, but you're going to show favoritism towards superstars. It's always been that way. In any entertainment business, even at work, there's some dude who's the stud there. Like he gets, you know, favoritism. It's just the way it is. So with Conor, of course, they're not going to cut Conor for slapping the piss out of a commissioner or push him. Now the commission, especially the Mohegan Sun or where the fuck it was.
Yeah.
They might suspend him for a year. Conor has so much power where I don't, you know, and usually the commissions, if one goes, you're suspended, they're all like, yep, then you're suspended on it. With Conor, you're dealing with a different animal. Yeah. It's the same time. Remember when he was throwing those water bottles and like, you're getting a year fine and you owe us $700,000, whatever it was. And he's like, nah, I'm just not going to fight in Vegas. You're fucked then. Like, all right, well, you got to shoot this commercial and you got to pay us $100,000. He's like, nah, I'm not shooting a commercial, man. Here's my minimum. It's $1 million to shoot a commercial. Like, all right, bro, just kind of like give us a shout out on Twitter and we'll let you fight next week. Like, you know, like it's just, that's what happens with these things. So I bet he gets a suspension. I don't think he really cares. I don't think he's chomping at the bit to get back in there. I sure as fuck don't think he was going to fight December 30th. Matter of fact, almost positive he wasn't. That's all hearsay, speculation. That was not going to happen. What else you got?
Well, that was one of them, too. That
I like Mark Goddard, too. I like both guys, obviously, but
Goddard seems like he's on it.
Yes.
He's really good.
Conor's in the wrong here. You guys know me. I'm a huge Conor fan. I've defended the guy many times. He fucked up. He's young also, but let's not hang him out to dry. He's not hitting pregnant women in cars and running off. Like there's levels to this game. He's not a bad person. Remember what he's doing here in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
He's super emotional. His teammate won the fight. He has seen a guy die basically in the cage from a result of bad refereeing. So it triggers him. He's also obviously sensitive to it. So he jumps in there to make sure that never happens again. He is a fighter's fighter. Mark Goddard kind of grabs him. He pushes him, you know? So there's levels to this game. He's not a bad human being.
I think he's just excited.
Yeah. Was he drinking that night? Was that anything too?
I would imagine if I had to bet, there's probably some drinks and some sort of supplements that you can get from Colombia in that nose.
In that nose? Oh, damn. All right. Speaking of in the nose, Colby Covington was on a podcast, and let me see exactly what podcast.
Hey, Colby, come on a fucking real podcast. What podcast was he on?
I'm looking right now.
Not that I'm not clowning whatever podcast he was on, but
Submission Radio.
Submission Radio is cool. It's a great show. Come on my podcast, Colby. Get on here. We got to make it happen. You can call in. We usually don't like to do call-ins. We can do call-ins. So what he's doing is doubling down. Go ahead.
Yeah. So he was talking about his time with John Jones.
So he's John Jones' roommate, correct?
2 years. Yeah, so he says he knows him inside and out more than anyone else because he lived with him for 2 years.
It's fair.
And then he just he says this stuff. This guy's fake.
So he put, I'm saying truths, I'm saying facts, I'm just speaking my mind. I didn't know I wasn't allowed to speak my mind in this world. What'd I do? I think I know him more than most people since I lived with him for 2 years. Legit point, sir. The guy's a fake. His little fucking baby face tweets to GSP, it just got under my skin. He's just trying to act like a saint. Oh, I'm praying for you. Shut up, man. Go do some more coke. Go cheat on your wife some more, you piece of shit dirtbag.
Hardcore, dude.
Harsh. That tweet made me burst out laughing. I had to screenshot it, sent to Rogan because John Jones goes, hey, GSP, you've always been one of my biggest inspirations. Show the world how great you can be tonight. Praying for you. Wait, hold. Colby Covington coming in hot. Shut up, loser. You're the biggest fuck up in the history of sports. Hashtag UFC 217. Just coming with the realness and the heat.
Out of nowhere, too. It's just so funny.
So hold on.
Down here?
But if the response seems out of nowhere, it appears Covington's issues with John have been brewing for a long time, since back when they both won JUCO national championships wrestling for Iowa Central Community, which is a powerhouse for wrestling, by the way. We were cool the first couple of months we lived together, but he was difficult as shit to live with. Yeah, I can imagine. The guy was dirty. He stunk. He didn't shower. The guy was just a mess. He was getting into partying and all that bad stuff back then. He was just going down the wrong path, but he always tried to act like a saint. Oh, I'm into religion. Oh, I'm all about God, this and that. He's just fooling all the fans. He needs to be exposed for the real person that he is, because he ain't this saint and good person. He likes to try to act like he is. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Covington says none of this comes as a surprise to the guy who lived with him in college. Not surprised one bit. Exactly what I expected out of him. Jesus Christ. Yeah, there you go. Colby, got to get you on the show. Maybe fly him to LA. That could be good. Get him in the studio talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, again, it goes back to this whole fake thing, like John tweeting that out. It's just like, come on, man. I'm sick of it too.
He just jumped on him, though.
I'll tell you what I like. Again, with Colby, it's like when people go, don't cross the line, stay in your lane. You, again, see where that line is and fucking punch to it. And he's doing exactly that. And it's working. Number 3 in the world. What else you got?
Crazy. How about this? Just an interview with Uriah Faber saying he would consider coming out of retirement to fight TJ Dillashaw.
I love Uriah. I don't really want to see it. I've heard stories about TJ and Uriah training, and I know it did not go well for Uriah. But and also Uriah's retired for a reason. You're going to fight the world champion right now? Mm-hmm. That would be a bad idea for Uriah.
TJ responded too.
TJ Dillashaw says fight with Uriah Faber would be the easiest payday ever. It just doesn't make sense. But also the team alpha male and TJ thing, is anyone else sick of it? It's over, man. Like I want to see Cody and TJ fight. I'll watch them fight every weekend. I'm down to watch that. But the beef between alpha male, it's over, man. You guys threw all the shade at TJ you can, even defamation of character with the steroid stuff like that. And Cody's still a phenomenal person and a champion, and I'm sure he's going to have one fight and get right back to the title shot, and I'm down to watch him fight. But as far as the whole, you left our camp, he said, she said, all right, that's over. You guys fought, someone lost, winner, loser, we move on. Let's get another narrative. Mm-hmm. But the Uriah Faber team alpha male thing, no, it's over. TJ goes on to say, that's hilarious, man. It sounds like the easiest payday ever. I mean, it's just comical. I mean, come out of retirement, get a title shot off what? Losing to Jimmy Rivera, looking like crap in his fights? I mean, it's hilarious. But like I said, it'd be an easy payday, so I guess I shouldn't be laughing at it. I should be pumping this up. Yeah, it's not going to happen. But
that fight doesn't even, like, the Cody one, that got me interested, like, big time. But him and Faber would feel uncomfortable. Because, Faber took him in, and
it makes no sense. It's just all the way around. It's a nightmare. Ain't no one trying to see that. Poor Jimmy Rivera, man.
Let's talk about that then.
I'll tell you who I'd like to see Jimmy Rivera fight. A man named Lance Palmer, who's in the World Series of Fighting, where the fuck they call themselves now. And he just won a championship there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he has to wait till March or something like that. I don't know what it is. God damn it, Lance Palmer. I just saw him in Columbus. Talked to him after the show. I don't know. In Ali's his manager. Ali, get his ass in the UFC.
Yeah.
I know he's making whatever $500,000 fighting World Series. I get all that.
Whoa.
You ain't doing shit unless you're in the UFC though. But he's this guy who come in right away. He's fighting the Jimmy Riveras. He's fighting the Cody Garbrandts. He's fighting all these cats, and he's beating a lot of them. Lance Palmer is an absolute monster that some of you guys haven't heard of. But if you don't, you better look him up, man. Mm-hmm. So talented. For Jimmy Rivera, I don't know what they do with him.
Yeah, so he's...
Because you got to figure TJ's going to fight Mighty Mouse next, from what I hear. And so you got John Lineker. What about Assunção?
I think he's going for the title shot. I think he's...
Jimmy Rivera?
Oh, no. Assunção.
Oh, no.
Since his last win.
No. come on, brother. You're just not a draw. That ain't happening.
true,
And
though,
you
it's not a
beat and
draw.
you knocked out the number 13 guy in the world. So that ain't happening. What can happen though is a John Lineker or a Rivera Sansao fight, or see, I'd well, they're trying to.
Well, I mean, the big thing here is that Dominic Cruz freaking broke his arm.
Yeah, he's always hurt. Yeah, I'm more concerned about Jimmy Rivera. I mean, it sucks for Dom. I'm a huge Dom fan, but in that time frame, the turnaround, Lineker hasn't fought in a little bit, so Lineker might make sense. I want that Lineker Cody Garbrandt fight, though. That's the fight I want.
Yeah, that would be badass.
Or you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing Marlon Moraes versus Cody Garbrandt. Or Moraes, the Sansao. Oh, no, they fought and Sansao. Well, a lot of people think Moraes won. Yeah, it's a shit show there. That sucks for Dom, just injury after injury. You know, he's getting up there. It's a good gig with the UFC. You know, maybe do one more, but he has a good gig, man. What else you got?
Let's take a look here. Oh, Darren Till and Kamaru Usman are going at it on Twitter.
The Nigerian Nightmare. So Kamar Usman says, I guess I wasn't lying for stuff. Now everyone can see. Get back to.
So that guy, Emil Meek, as MJ let us know, he's out of the fight or he thinks he's out of the fight because of visa issues.
Okay.
So then now Usman's calling out Till, saying like, you know, Emil was down to fight him, but now Darren Till has no excuses.
So he says, be careful what you wish for. I thought Till was going to fight.
Wonder Boy?
No. That fight's not happening.
Perry.
No. God damn it, Jen. You're fucking me up. Connor's boy, the grappler.
170?
Come on. What the fuck am I drawing blank? He's phenomenal.
Grappler 170.
Come on. He got poked in the eye a bunch. His last fight.
God damn. Oh, Gunnar Nelson?
Gunnar Nelson. They agreed to it.
Oh, crap.
That's what he's supposed to fight Gunnar Nelson, I think, in Liverpool as the main event.
Wow. Well, okay, this is just Kamaru Usman basically trying to call out Till. And then Till's like, seems like he would be game.
See, Till's down to fight anyone.
Yeah.
I just, again, it's this business side of things. That'd be a great, phenomenal fight. Two young lions. If I'm Till, I just, not too many people know who Usman is. He's a nightmare. Again, Usman walks in, and I'm not knocking Usman. This is what it is. If he walks in right now, not one person stops and goes, "Oh, you're that UFC fighter." No one's familiar with him. He's a fucking nightmare. For Till, coming off the biggest win in your life, the main event against who did I say it was?
Gunnar
Against
Nelson.
Gunnar Nelson makes sense. Gunnar Nelson's a big name. A Colby Covington even makes sense. There's a ton of other fights, but this Usman, I don't get it. I don't understand it. If I'm Till, I pull the big card. I'm just like, dude, I just beat Donald Cerrone. What are you talking about? Get in line.
So are Till and Gunnar, is that a for sure thing, or is that
It's
Rumors on the
not
street.
yet?
yeah.
That's not
Rumors on the
finalized.
street.
Okay.
I get a piss hot.
That sounds
Not hot like John Jones, just like
I might
bad.
get checked out.
We're back. What else you got, dude?
How about this one? Rampage Jackson is no longer with the UFC. He's free of his contract, and he signed a new deal with Bellator. And obviously, you knew this because the heavyweight tournament.
True. Man, love Rampage. But how long is he gonna do it for, though? You know?
Yeah. He's 1 year younger than me.
Can you imagine being a professional athlete?
No,
right now,
hell
too?
no. Well, I've never imagined that, though.
He didn't have that many fights in the UFC. He also had that whole dispute with him, then went to Bellator, then back, and it's been kind of a shitstorm. So
Well,
I'm
he's excited.
Back to action, yeah. Jackson's currently 4-1 under the banner. He's 5-1 his last 6 bouts, including a victory over Fabio Maldonado. Eesh. So, yeah, I mean, I always watch Rampage. I like that he's in that tournament. I'd love to see him versus Fedor before they both retire. I hope that happens.
Damn, that'd be sweet.
I know. I really hope that happens. What else you got?
Let's see.
Shit, Rampage is Big Brown alumni.
Mm-hmm. He was awesome too, man.
He's great, right?
Yeah, he had
Even
a
after
huge,
a long day.
Huge entourage.
He did have a lot of people with him.
Yeah, he likes you though. I can tell.
Yeah, good dude.
All right, so Jack Swagger from the WWE, he signed as a heavyweight in Bellator. I don't know much about wrestlers, so.
Yeah, I don't know much about WWE right now. I'm balls deep into the vintage WWE stuff. But they call them Don't they call them all superstars though? I don't know. How many Twitter followers does he have?
That's a good question.
WWE superstar Jack Swagger. Obviously, his real name's not Jack Swagger. The difference between him and like a CM Punk is he has the credentials of
Legit.
almost 1 million followers. So yeah, he must be a pretty big deal. The reason why this guy's gonna have some success, especially he's not going straight to the UFC, but former All-American wrestler at Oklahoma. So wrestles for the Sooners. So he's gonna be a tough cookie to deal with. So then he has. So why do? Oh, is he a heavyweight?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially at heavyweight, like him versus Lashley. Him, his first fight either April or May. Let's say Hager, who wrestled and played football for the Sooners, so he's an athlete. Was among the nation's best collegiate performers in 2006. He finished 7th overall in NCAA's. Set Oklahoma's record for most pins in a season. Jesus Christ. Let's see. He made his WWE developmental debut right out of college for Deep South Wrestling, but once on the main roster. In 2008, he excelled and captured many of the company's titles, including WWE Championship, United States Championship, ECW Champion. Oh, Jesus Christ. Malfunctions here with some equipment. He also won the Money Bank contract, 2010, World Heavyweight Champion. His catchphrase is "We the People." He says, "I wasn't allowed to really compete up there, even though I felt like I could take anyone in the room." Probably could be with his background. Now it's such a popular time to be a pro wrestler, to be in combat sports, to be an MMA fighter, where you can really take your opportunity and put it in your own hands. That's really why I left. So he's been training at Ybor City Jiu-Jitsu Club in Tampa for 8 months. Says he's the third WWE superstar to leave the organization for MMA in recent years, joining Brock Lesnar and CM Punk. He says, "I felt a lot of love from Bellator. I feel like they are very excited to have me part of the roster, not just a freak show coming in and take some money. I'm here to compete and be champion." I'll definitely watch. I'll follow him. I'm a fan now.
Cool.
The difference between him and CM Punk is he has a legit athletic background. So he's going to have, I would imagine this guy has a lot of success. Played football at University of Oklahoma and wrestled. You're dealing with a legit badass, which is completely different than CM Punk, whose background is nothing.
Acting, kind of.
Yeah, performance arts. Is that it, boss?
That's it. We got a fight, though, coming up.
Oh, I forgot we got a fight night.
Yeah. I mean, it's really...
We got Big Brown alumni on there. You got Theodoro fighting versus Dan Kelly. Dan Kelly, the judo teacher for the Australian team. Daniel Kelly. What I call him?
Dan Kelly, yeah.
I call him Dan Kelly. Dan. All right. Theodore, God, they cannot be more polar opposites as far as looks-wise, could they? One shredded and tan with beautiful hair. The other looks like your gym coach. Dan Kelly's a tough one because he beats guys you don't think he's going to beat. Rashad Evans. He got murked by Brunson, obviously, in his last fight. I think it's in Australia, too. Goddamn, Theodore. Not a great fight for him. You got to hope age finally catches up with Kelly and Theodore can do work. However, Australia, Dan Kelly, he's beat some big names. I'll never pick against Big Brown alumni, so don't listen to me on that one. But, he beat Chris Camozzi. Kelly's I think this fight goes to decision. I would assume Kelly's a favorite there. So if you're betting, especially in Australia, Kelly's probably a safe bet, but of course I'm take the alumni.
Quote Elias then.
Yep. And then you got Means Muhammad. Muhammad's beat guys like Means before. I will take Muhammad in that fight. Beck Rawlings, who's Australian. Shout out to Beck, fighting a girl who doesn't even have a picture on the UFC website. I like Beck Rawlings, though. She's not bad looking at all. Then you got the main event, Werdum versus Tybura. I will take Fabricio Werdum by second round submission. I will say head and arm choke. Fabricio Werdum, Tybura, head and arm choke. Easy payday for Werdum. If Werdum shows up. Obviously, Tybura's a tough dude, beat Arlovsky, etc. But I think Werdum gets it done. And then he gets a title shot. Boom. Not a great card, but it's whatever. That's it, kids. It's been real. A lot to catch up on. We had a lot to talk about, spitball about. Is that it?
Let's do some fan questions.
What do you got?
Okay, well, first of all, I have my own question.
This
Can we
is your
talk about
question
this?
or
Is
a
my
fan's
own little
question?
comment. Did anyone see Junior Albani's diaper that he was wearing?
That was awful.
Oh,
Terrible idea.
I got so many memes sent to me. Oh my gosh.
About him in diapers? Yeah. And if you are going to do that, you got to win.
Oh my.
You can't have a shit performance.
Okay, anyway.
I like that guy because he's the guy who said he couldn't afford toys for his kid, and his daughter's playing with shampoo bottles. Oh. They won the fight and was able to buy his kids toys. I would have bought that kid's toys.
Okay, first fan question. Scallywag asked, what's your opinion on immediate rematches? Aldo is getting one that's just a matter of circumstance, but after UFC 217, a lot of people were talking about JJ and Cody and whatnot. What's your stance?
JJ, yes, because of her legacy. Cody, no, because he didn't defend the belt. So if you have a long history of defending the belt and you're a multi-time world champion, immediate title defenses make sense, just like they do in boxing. But if you were you beat the champ and then you get the belt and then you lose, you got to kind of work your way back up the ladder. Depend on the division, but especially in that division, bantamweight especially. Look at what TJ had to go through. So it all depends on your legacy and where you're at in your career and your fame level.
What do you think about Rose kind of brushing off the immediate rematch?
She can do that. She doesn't have enough power or fame or control to really have a say in it. Mm-hmm. I would be willing to bet she fights Joanna next.
Okay. I mean, Joanna deserves it after.
She deserves it. The other matchups, they're not great for Rose, the matchups. And Joanna will be her next fight.
Okay. Next fan question. What kind of advice would you give to an up-and-coming fighter today with the focus towards the business side like marketing?
Oh, man. Well, what sucks is if you're going to try and make it, you shouldn't be worried about marketing and your public perception because you got to win fights and you should be in the training room. That being said, you should have a manager that is focus on your brand. It's expensive, but if you're going to have a manager who invests, you should have your own publicist, your own website, run your own social media. Obviously, being social media savvy is the way you're going to connect with people these days. So having your own merchandise, having your own website, that stuff's important. Don't wait till you get to the UFC to start doing that stuff.
Next question. Dylan Meneses asked, would you either consider writing a book, either on your career path from football to MMA to podcasting, or the importance of self-promotion, especially in MMA, or any other subjects?
I would never write a book on self-promotion in mixed martial arts. That sounds like a nightmare. I'd be down to do something about my life or something like that. What I don't like is books about don't get me wrong, Tony Robbins is a killer and there's only one Tony Robbins, but those self-help and those motivational books, I think the best way to go about motivating people is to lead by example, not by telling them how to be successful in 30 days and not make this money. And I did this. I can't stand that fake shit. And it's all gimmicks and they're just trying to capitalize on people's downs. That's really what they're doing. The people on the low point of their life, and they might be looking for direction. You have this person pushing this agenda, or buy my seminar for this, or live life like this. And I did this. I was there. It's all smoke and mirrors. And a lot of those times, those people are full of shit, and you shouldn't be following them. You should be following people who are actually in the thick of it and doing the damn thing. So, yeah.
Well said. Will CR14 asked, with UFC having a bit of a down year since the big WME purchase and Bellator going on the come up with all of these big name signings, do you think we could ever see a big MMA spectacle event where they could cross promote the best of the best of both organizations compete in one mega pay-per-view?
No, never.
Never.
That will never, ever,
Never,
ever,
ever.
ever, ever happen. Any other brain busters? You got
Well,
any, Chin? Did you get any? No, just all MJ.
Just
What else you
A
got,
lot of
MJ?
the questions were like regarding of what you already kind of went over today about Darren Till and
Really?
whatnot, so I don't want to repeat.
Let me throw one at you then. Tampa Cannon. Do you think Dominic Cruz is done?
No, I don't think a broken arms. If it was his knee again, yes. Arm, no. Arm's not a huge deal. I don't know if he did ligament damage, just a bone. No, he'll fight next year. Now, if it's ligament damage to elbow, wrist, joint, then you're in some trouble. But it doesn't sound like it. I don't know exactly what he broke or where it broke at. But since it's not a knee, neck, joint, ligaments, he should be all right. No, I think he fights one more.
You got one, MJ? Or you wanna
With
throw another?
Rockhold seemingly chomping at the bit to get back in the cage, who should they throw at him next?
Rockhold's getting Whitaker next in Australia.
Whitaker. Okay.
You want one? Damian Smith _RF. It's long, but basically, do you think Aldo deserved the shot over someone like Cub against Max?
Cub already has a fight against T-City. So Cub's the main event in Sacramento.
I think something happened where Cub wanted to do it, and then it didn't happen. Then maybe that's why he got T-City. But
Yeah, I
don't
know he was vying for the fight. I don't. That whole thing's a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Cub and Max already fought too, though, right? Like Max on another level, man. I don't see Aldo beating Max either. I mean, he had some success early on. I thought the speed advantage for Aldo was there. Aldo didn't really use his kicks for a reason, but I just think on this short of notice, even if it wasn't short notice, I think Max is going to do what he has to do. Max is a straight up monster right now. Is this who's?
It's Cubs. So he did fight Max
And he got submitted.
2015.
Yeah. So, granted, it was 2 years ago, but still, we've seen how that party plays out. Even with the Aldo one, but again, Aldo and his legacy. That's why he's getting the fight.
Yeah.
So, what else
Cool.
you got? One more?
MJ?
Going through some.
Going through, I don't want to repeat.
Appreciate you guys sending the questions too. There's always a truckload of them. I wish we could answer all of them. Some are terrible, but for the most part, they're great.
Do you think Mark Hunt should go to Bellator?
I don't think Mark Hunt's going to get to go to Bellator. It doesn't work like that.
You don't think?
No, there's
That'd be-
contracts for a reason. Can't end on that one. What do you got, Chin? Last one.
Phil Andrew, 1986. Do you think Connor did that shit because GSP was getting too much attention?
Yeah, a lot of people ask that.
No, I don't think he did it to get attention. I think it was the passion, heat of the moment thing. I don't think he thinks like that. He's still way more famous than GSP. I haven't seen the numbers. So let's say it did 1 million. It still doesn't even come close to Conor McGregor numbers. I don't think that's a thing. Like, oh God, everyone's talking about GSP. I better do something that's gonna make me look bad so I get talked about. No, that's fucking crazy. What are we talking about here?
It was super, super bizarre, though.
A lot
that
of
was
people asked
way
that.
bizarre.
That was on a lot of the comments where people were asking if it was staged, if it was
Definitely not staged, because you don't want to do it, because you're going to get suspended and fined. You get suspended. It's a terrible look. Connor's not a stupid human being. You don't get to his level by being stupid. What happened there was fueled by passion and him just wiling out, not thinking through things. They could have done something way better than that if they wanted to meditate and come up with something. That was a terrible idea. That's not a great look for anybody.
Yeah.
Especially, you got to realize he has his own he has his own promotional company now. He's trying to jump over into entertainment. Like, you can't be doing stuff like this. This is negative across all boards.
I'm starting to believe the alcohol and other stuff.
Maybe.
He's young.
But what a guy does in his off time, especially when you have a fight, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Well, you're not hurting anybody. If you want to do whatever drug you want to do, if you want to drink whatever you want to drink, if you're drinking 6 bottles of Campari every night, but you're still handling your shit as a father, as a husband, and and taking care of business in the cage. Do whatever you want, man. I don't care. Is that it?
That's it on me.
Pretty much it.
Boom. Oh, you want me to do that? All right.
No, just do the outro. That'd be cool.
All right.
I'll keep this in too.
All right. Keep this in, man.
Yeah.
Just reading that. It says 2012 All Violence Team. Jesus Christ. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. My next show is November 30th at the Ontario Improv. One night only. That thing is almost sold out. tfatk.com. Then I'm in Buffalo, December 14th through the 16th. Buffalo, New York City. I will have merch there, special for the Buffalo show. Helium, come and get it, Buffalo. The hottest thing there since Steve Tasker or Bryce Pop. Those are old school names. If you're in the Buffalo area, you will recognize those names. If you're not, you're like scratching your head. But Steve Tasker, old school. Buffalo, I'm coming December 14th to the 16th. Bunch of shows. Get tickets right now, tfatk.com. Thanks for listening. I'm your host, Brendan Schaub. Until next time, bigger, browner, badder. I'm out.